What is up, our friends of film fandom, wherever you may be and however you may be watching and or listening? We appreciate you all being here and giving us just a little bit of your time. Of course, all this stuff is now in my way. Get out of here. I'm trying to do a show. Internet, good lord. One of these days, this stuff is going to work. Anyway. Like I said, we are the Hearst Truth, and as always, I am obviously not Frank. Work, I think, pretty much just kicked him in the rear today. So you're stuck with me as your DM, of course. And who else better to, be a DM, obviously, than the best DM that ever lived, which is, of course, Eddie Munson. I should say lived and died. Wah wah. But we're right around the corner. All this Stranger Things talk and D&D talk and all that jazz. Seems like a perfect segue to introduce somebody who is, in fact, actually going to be our DM for a campaign that we are, I say we, but we mean him, is planning. So who else better to do this movie with than our soon-to-be DM, Sharkbait? How are you this evening?
I'm doing very well indeed. Excited to get our campaign started, but also to talk about this movie that is just nothing but pure D&D.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited because again, all this D&D talk and me definitely not binge watching Stranger Things right now for season 5 coming out. But all this D&D talk, like I said, that we've been all going over with our own campaign starting up. I'm excited, and it made me excited that I'm like, you have never actually seen this movie, and this is a first watch for you. So, and I know you're just as nerdy about this kind of thing as I am, and you catch more of the references. I mean, I looked through all of Frank's pictures, and he just named them things that I'm like, I don't think he actually knows what he's talking about, but we love him anyway. It's okay.
If I knew the
I
names he
can,
had put up, I could have probably gotten a good laugh.
like I said, I'm sitting behind the DM screen right now and seeing it, and I don't want to break your heart. I've already changed some of them to at least make a little more sense, but yeah, it hurts a little bit. But anywho, as I said, we are here, of course, to talk about Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves, which I'm not going to say the entire title for every single time. But I'll say it for the first line here. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves is a 2023 fantasy heist comedy film directed by Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley, who co-wrote the screenplay with Michael Gilio. Gilio? I'm butchering
Also,
names, but
Gilio.
that's okay. Gilio. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm, I'm butchering names. Uh, Based on the tabletop role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons, it is set in the Forgotten Realms campaign setting and has no connections to the previous film trilogy released between the years 2000 and 2012. Starring Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Regé-Jean Page, Justice Smith, Sophia Lillis, and of course Hugh Grant. The film follows the bard known as Edgin Darvis, played by Chris Pine, and the barbarian Holga Kilgore, played by Michelle Rodriguez, who enlist a team of unlikely heroes to steal an ancient and powerful relic, but come into contact with evil forces. That definitely says conflict with evil forces. My speech stats are not the best. Bear with me. Dungeons and Dragons had its world premiere at South by Southwest on March 10th, 2023, and was released in the United States on March 31st by Paramount. The film received positive reviews from critics with praise for the performances of the cast, the direction, visual effects, writing, score, humor, and tone, but grossed only $208.2 million worldwide on a $150 million budget, making it a box office disappointment. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 91% of 318 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 7.4 out of 10. The website's consensus reads, quote, an infectiously good-spirited comedy with a solid emotional core. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves offers a fun fantasy adventure, even if you don't know your HP from your OP. Somebody's got jokes when they write these things. I'm telling you, people. Um, yeah, I think I can agree with a lot of that sentiment. 91% sounds like a good score to me, especially from critics, which is always a wild, a wild thing to think about because usually they're not. Critics and audience scores are usually flopped and or opposite of one another. So kind of take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, the point is, you watch the movie, make your own thoughts about it. So with that, give me your quick thoughts on D&D before we roll for initiative.
So I really enjoy like some of the subtle things they put in this movie that they don't actually say. Where if you are a fan of the game, you pick these things up and you're like, hey, I know what that spell is. Hey, I know what this is, kind of a thing. Like they just threw them all in there. They made it work really nice together. And the classes that the cast were playing in this movie, I think that they captured what the basic of those classes were throughout the entire film with how they act, how they interact with each other, and like their overall backstories for every person was just all around amazing, in my opinion, for this film.
I agree. One thing I always worry about with stuff like this, that's I guess kind of niche, or it's like if you're into it, you're into it. When you make a movie adaptation of things of this nature, excuse me, is you don't want to like alienate people who it wouldn't make sense to. It's like you have enough to at least be able to explain and still follow along with it, even if you don't really get it. I mean, maybe some like basic homework is just maybe a knowing of like what the different classes are, which there's a pretty well-rounded number of classes in this group of characters. But I mean, other than that, it's your typical kind of fantasy adventure type deal. Um, but yeah, that's even without that. I mean, like I said, like you and me, we know the things like we see the gelatinous cube, or we're like we see something even as subtle as well, not subtle because she screamed, but like when they're sinking through the floor and Olga lets out that big scream, I'm like, that's a barbarian rage. She's trying to get out of the floor and she can't, or she's trying to attack Hugh Grant's character. I'm like, I know what she just screamed for. I'm like, I know what that is. That's not just she's mad, but I mean it is, but it has a name. So
He's going full angry mode.
yeah, that's kind of her whole thing as a barbarian. Like that was barbaric rage she was trying to use to get out of the situation. But of course, doesn't always work because sometimes dice hate you, and that's D&D in a nutshell, honestly.
That's why we have dice jails.
Yeah, preferably dice jails that are shaped like mimics because I'm like I'll leave them in there and they can be in timeout and think about what they're doing and screw me over when I'm trying to like do something important.
That's why
Yeah.
you always need more than one set of dice, people. You always need more than one.
Yeah, I've definitely more recently here bought more, and I'm sure I'm going to find my other like 3 sets that I have somewhere in here. Which is fine by me because I don't have like 5 sets of dice, which is don't let anyone ever tell you it's a bad thing.
I'm up to 16 sets and I want more.
Like I said, it would you rather this consume your life or other things? It's like I could be worse things in life, but this is what I choose to do. I'm sure we'll make a couple of satanic panic jokes here in a minute.
Don't tempt me.
Yeah, I was thankfully not around for that. But yeah, we've changed our mind on that, thankfully. But yeah, no. Fun movie. Again, it's worth a watch. Like I said, even if you don't really you're not really into D&D, it's still a fun movie, regardless. Who we got? Oh, let's go to the comments because I should actually be looking at stuff. Of course, first person here, we got my mom, as always, saying hello to Zach, of course.
What's up?
Oh, and speaking of, yeah, we got Frank lurking around.
Yeah, there he is.
Calling me a nerd. I mean, yeah, to be fair, man, at least you let like the 2 fucking like biggest nerds, at least that know how to play D&D, run this show. So, and again, it's not like I don't have an entire Eddie Munson outfit just at the ready because reasons.
It's not like I didn't just drop a ludicrous amount of money to get everything ready for our campaign.
Yeah, I don't envy that part of it. I've already spent enough money as it is. getting myself ready as a player. I can't imagine being the DM. I don't.
Do you want to know how
No,
much it costs me to get the books and stuff?
just the books. You're probably pushing $100 at least.
The 3 books that I had to get to do the DM stuff, plus the DM screen, was almost $200.
I would say inflation's a bitch, but I don't think that's the problem right now. It's just, dear God.
DM
let's
is
say
not.
once you do that, I mean,
Yeah, DMing is not a cheap thing, my friend. So if you ever do decide to start your own campaign, find a friend who has the books and we'll let you borrow them.
yeah, I think I'd rather do that because there's no way in hell. Anywho, let's get to the first. I don't have a thing of the people, which sucks. So, there's a picture somewhere because again, Frank can't name these things. Anything that makes any damn sense. There we go. Like there's a shot of them at the grave. So anywho, goddamn. The team up of Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley. So I'm not too familiar. I was trying to look them up and see like what maybe they've done individually, but while I do that, you can give me your thoughts on like what they did with this movie. So how do you think they handled making a D&D movie? Of one of many, but this one in particular.
Well, I do like how they pointed out like the trope of, especially like right around here in this picture, you got the scene they're using the spell "Speak with the Dead," which when it's being explained in the movie, oh yeah, if we can raise the dead, he can ask 5 questions, then that person cannot be raised again to ask any more questions. And one of the characters asked Simon, our sorcerer on the right, why is it only 5 questions? Like that seems so arbitrary. It's like, I don't know, that's just how it works. That's just it. You think you could do whatever you want with magic and D&D, but it still has its own rules. And you got to be very careful when using this one because you say the wrong thing could be taken as a question. Guess what? You just burned one of your 5 questions, as Chris Pine's character learned very quickly with the first corpse they raised.
It's a hilarious scene. Yeah, I love that they're at least self-aware about some of the stuff. Like he does just with the sorcerer. He's like, why does everyone think you can just use magic for everything? I'm like, well, because you can for a lot of things. But like I say, I'm like, I'd rather swing my sword at it. But I mean, when that doesn't work, I need sparkly fingers and spells happening because you can't solve everything with a sword, unfortunately, or
With
something
some
sharp.
magic. Oh yeah, but with magic in mind, remember, if you're a very powerful magical user, remember there is no I in team, but there's multiple I's in. F it, I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball.
Yeah, and a couple of these fireballs flying around this movie just makes me giggle because I'm like, well, someone's casting fireball. That's a classic. Yeah, but like I said, I think they did a pretty good job, not only with that, with like the kind of self-aware meta humor about how D&D works. But I think they did have quite a bit of love and care put into the thought of like the world itself, because I mean that's the thing is the world building, the stories, the backstories, how a lot of the classes work, how the stuff interacts with each other. Get a little bit of necromancy in there too, a little bit. That was kind of fun. Got some
Oh,
like
yeah. The Red
undead
Wizards of
shit.
Thay.
Yeah, Red Wizards are no joke. They're fun.
They're the bad wizards.
Yeah, they're well. I can't. I'm careful using other references like saying they're an angry elf. I'm like, well, no, they're not elves, but there's some angry wizards. Red wizards are not what you want to deal with. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got John Francis Daley. He actually was a part of Freaks and Geeks. R.I.P. If you know, you know. He did Game Night with Jason Bateman. He was part of Bones. Waiting with everyone's favorite Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. It's a funny movie. Horrible Bosses, Incredible but Burnt, Horrible Bosses 2. I don't know why I can't talk today. Something called Mayday with a big fucking picture of Ryan Reynolds' face. So I'm like, okay, apparently he likes to work with Ryan Reynolds.
Well, who wouldn't want to work with the man voted sexiest man alive?
Kitchen Confidential, that's Bradley Cooper, who was actually in this movie for Bradley Cooper right there,
Yeah.
who was in this movie for a hot second.
He was
Hilarious cameo.
he was he was a halfling.
He was, and I will. If anyone has seen this movie, and I'll give you a slight insight into our campaign. The height difference between Bradley Cooper's character and Michelle Rodriguez's character, I'm like, that's probably how the height difference is between my character and Rachel's. But the problem is, I'm not a halfling. I am a normal sized person, so I will let that sink in.
Well, it's not your fault. Your wife
She's probably
decided to
about
be a
7.5
half
feet
giant.
tall. Well, no, she's a Goliath,
Half
fucking
giant.
barbarian.
Goliaths are half
Well,
giants.
yeah, but she's like
Well,
7.5 feet
giant
tall.
ancestry.
Yeah, she's big and she likes to punch stuff. So, do Burmasker party waiting. Okay, that's John Francis Daley. I need to go back. I don't have a mouse anymore, which is also really damn cool for me because my laptop wants to not have internet because it just doesn't care anymore. Okay, Jonathan Goldstein, what have you done? Oh, look, all of like literally the same things. So I'm not going to repeat all that. It was basically all the same list of movies here. So, I mean, I guess these two seem to work together and work together pretty well. So, that's always good.
Big plus.
Huh?
The big plus on that one because I think they did very well in this movie.
Yeah, like I said, they really put some thought into this. I think the only other thing which I actually do in fact own, D&D movie wise, is it was a weird. We're having story time now. It was a weird like core memory from I think like early high school. I was maybe like a freshman or sophomore, and we went to a friend's house for a birthday party, and he happened to have I don't remember what it was called, but it's like the subtitle was like a D&D adventure. And it was I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world because it was a movie that animated movie that played, but in the time I remember being like really cool. I thought it was amazing, but it was also like the year, I don't know, 2006. And if you know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure the animation style is the animation style of the old Barbie movies. If you know what I'm talking about, any of my millennials out there know what I'm talking about. It's that kind of like weirdly freaky to me, like freaky looking like animation, like from the old Barbie movies. It's that, but the movie was a choose your own adventure. So I was like, wait, so the movie plays, a scene plays, and then it stops and goes, okay, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, my little like 13-year-old brain is like, what? Oh, we can do this, or like, and then it shows a scene of what happens if you pick this, and there's like 6 different endings to it, and there's of course hundreds, if not probably thousands of possibilities. Now I thought it was one of the coolest things ever, and of course we're all a bunch of assholes, and we're just like, let's see how fast we can kill the entire party. I'm pretty sure I did the first time we played the movie because I think on the second choice I ended up killing all of them except for one. They were just basically like, make sure you tell everyone what happened here, and they run off. I was like, and it was like, yeah, movie's over. I'm like, oh, whoops. And then I ended up with it, and it's somewhere, but I don't. Where was I going with that? Something about there was other D&D movies. Oh yes, I think in terms of D&D movies, obviously this is very well polished and very well put together. Next bullet point is the cast. Freaking loaded cast with some pretty great actors. Obviously, I almost said bringing their A game, but I'll just say bringing their high rolls because I'm gonna keep the jokes going. What do you think about this cast? Is there anybody that stands out to you? Is there a particular person you like the best, or somebody that caught your attention? I couldn't make another joke.
You always can. But with this cast, no, I think they all played their characters very well. But Sophia Lillis here on the right playing the tiefling druid named Doric. I believe they played that character very well with a reaction to humans and like overall how the character worked. Like she just fit that mindset very well. And like she just made me believe like yeah, this she is the druid. She is the magical powerhouse of the party with all this. Very versatile when it comes to how that class can be played out. But one thing I would like to point out about this whole, like, not the cast in particular, but the party. Of course, the party is missing the frickin' cleric. They're missing the healer.
You say things like that, and then you start to realize that our own party is actually, I'm pretty sure, missing somebody as a healer. So
They are. Y'all are gonna have to make me as the GM make an NPC character to be the cleric. That it doesn't make any
I'm
choices while we
sorry.
play.
I'm sorry, we got to make you do extra work. Like,
No, it's like I already wrote the whole story out or anything like that. Jeez.
well, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of excited. You told me like kind of the beginning layout of it, and I'm like, okay, I like this, and I already like where this is going. So this will be interesting. Oh, good. Now my wife is in here. I knew that would get your attention. The Barbie movies are peak. I mean, yes, I agree. It's, I don't know. Just sometimes the animation style is a weird, not uncanny valley, but man, I don't know. It's like, you know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about.
Like that mix of claymation with a 3D rendering that's just very stiff and wonky to look at
Yeah,
first.
it's early 2000s, maybe not quite late 90s, but like, yeah, it's a little freaky. I gotta hold on. I will try to look that movie up. But it's that same style. It may have been like the same people who animated it, but yeah. It I gotta find it now. Dungeons and Dragons, and now as soon as I search this, along with the fact that I've been buying dice and bowls and bags to put my stuff in, it's nothing. My algorithm is just gonna take that and run with it.
That special item that I was talking about for ours, I wish they would have made a cameo with that in this movie, but it would have just been, well, too chaotic if they did. But
you could have had some fun with that. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's gonna be here on Friday, so it's gonna be ready for session one as long as y'all find it on time.
All of my stuff should be here Saturday, so
Nice.
I may as
But
oh, I think my joke started out with, I was like, I'm pretty sure we have like some sort of printing, kind of like a Cricut, and I was like, we could, make our own shirts, via like some Hellfire Club shit, but
yeah, but the name I came up with was just a random thing because I was listening to a certain song when that came in my head, and all I could think of when I was typing it out was "Nerdy Deeds D&D." The entire time I was typing that.
Well, yeah, we don't have to do that. I'm just saying, like, if we had a name for our group,
An actual name.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, we are part, course of I can't spell things. Jesus. We are part of a gaming crew anyway. But I was like, well, but do we have a tabletop division? Because that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would. It would be very cool.
No, yeah, we can helm that, and I'm pretty sure Jackal wouldn't mind. I think he'd probably think that would he'd probably think it's really cool.
Well, that and Hatbox Ghost was gonna be his first time ever playing D&D with us, and he's already made a YouTube channel if he ever wanted to stream this.
Baby's first D&D. Yeah, no, that's where that came from. Was like I said, my first thought was, oh, we could make shirts, and I was like, we could like stream this. This would be kind of fun.
Yeah,
honestly.
and
I'm like, we can just do that 70s show. Like, we can just put the camera in the middle of the table and just kind of spin it around to whoever's relevant and whoever's doing something, and then just tilt the thing down and be like, here's the dice cam, boom, roll.
and
We can make something work.
And Brady's already trying to convince my sister to commission to make everyone a little like nameplate for their character to go on the screen.
Yeah. We unfortunately the other day actually thought of something. We're like, oh, we could commission somebody to do some artwork for us. And I was like, Mackenzie's a fucking nerd. This is Star Wars we're talking about, so maybe I'll talk to you about that later. Maybe her. We're trying to figure out what to do with that Millennium Falcon. Is the way I'll put it.
Okay. Well, you can talk to her on Sunday when we're all together.
True. Okay, now that I've derailed all of that, I found the movie. I believe it is called Scourge of Worlds. And if I could find a picture that's not like super small. Yeah, it just says Scourge of Worlds, a Dungeons and Dragons adventure. It's an interactive DVD. I don't know when this came out. That's what I was looking for.
DVDs. I remember when those were brand new and everyone had walls covered in them. You still
I
do.
remember VHSs. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, my own TV had the built-in VHS player. Okay, my
Okay, see,
first
I didn't
own.
have that, you little rich fuck. I had one. I had to have a DVD player. Fuck, VHS player separate underneath the TV.
Oh no, I had to
Man,
eventually, but no, this one was like, you know, mid '90s, fucking 10 by 10 inch screen of an 80 pound box TV that just had a VCR in the bottom. That was it. Like you could literally
DVD
put this
kill
on.
you.
You could literally put this TV on someone's coffee table and just hope it could support the weight.
Yeah, you better hope Channel 3 works, and because otherwise you're not playing your games.
Yup.
God, we're getting old.
Only
Okay,
slightly. I only hurt half the time I wake up.
I just had a birthday, like, Sunday. So that's that pesky thing about time as it keeps moving forward. 2003 is when this movie came out. I kind of thought it was 2003, so it was around that same ish time.
Yeah, so we would have been 10 and 11 respectively.
Yeah, no, like I said, this was when I was in high school and I watched this. So I'm like, I think it was aroundish the same time when it came out, but yeah, a couple years later, I own this movie somewhere. I don't really remember what the story was, but now that I'm more into D&D, I can probably actually understand it more. I'm just thinking like, oh, this is 2003. I mean, there was that little indie movie trilogy called Lord of the Rings that was out. So I mean, at least I understood that and I knew what that was about. So
You knew that
two years.
fantasy side, just not the extreme nerd fantasy side.
Yeah, but now I've dipped my toes in both ponds. So
I will make our entire party dice goblins by the end of this.
yeah, I know you're poisoning me. I think. Oh, there we go.
And it's not
Anyway,
like we're
Mom,
going.
we thought we were top dog just having the DVD. I know. And then streaming came in and killed Blockbuster. I'll never forget that.
And Redbox.
Yeah, that kind of morphed into, I guess, kind of Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get Scourge of Worlds out of here. Boom. All right. I didn't. Oh my god, we derailed so fucking much. Casts. I don't see. You're gonna get
I
mad, but like this is gonna happen in the campaign too. We're gonna get so sidetracked.
Yeah, but see, then I'll be actually the one doing the DMing, and I'll be like, okay, guys, come on, let's focus. But on the cast, I won't lie. When I first started watching this, and I saw Forge's character played by one Hugh Grant, I was like, wait a minute.
That's what I was about to go with. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, where do I recognize him from recently? What was he in? Oh, that's right. He was the Oompa Loompa in the new freaking Willy Wonka movie.
It's not where I would have gone first, but I mean, because this guy's been around for a hot minute. He's obviously a
Oh no,
Hall
he
of Fame.
has. He has. He's an amazing actor. I was just thinking recently, what else has he been in that I've seen, and that popped in my head.
Well, for me, hilariously, most recently, obviously, other than this, I saw him in the movie The Heretic, which was actually kind of awesome. You might actually like that movie too. Again, if you like Hugh Grant being he's kind of got that same like this. It's like he's got that charming smile and that kind of like charisma to him, but obviously he's you know puts his hand up to shake your hand, but he's got a dagger hidden behind his back in his other hand. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna stab you in the back.
That same
And he
mischievous,
plays it.
quirky energy.
Yeah, he plays it well, and I think for a good for a bad guy that's not like a red wizard. I think he plays the part pretty well because again he's got that kind of that range and charisma. There's
Oh yes, he very much does. He's got that charming
there's a
smile that'll make you believe anything he says.
I know, and if I think we discussed it before, I was like, I don't think I really caught what he was supposed to be. He's actually the rogue of the
Of the
movie
original party. Yep.
of the original party, yeah, which kind of makes sense. There she is. I was like, I know I have a picture of the wizard
Yeah.
on the left, the red wizard. So for kind of a two-step bad guy party here, like they say in Star Wars, there's always two. So I think she plays a pretty good Red Wizard and also that creepy ass necromancer who tries to zombify everybody. So Jesus Christ. Yeah. And obviously, I mean these two as well. Like you gotta like your two basically main cast of Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. Like they work off each other pretty well. Their chemistry works. They've got. I love their dynamic too, where like when they're figuring everything out finally, and they're like, "We got a plan now," and he's like, "Oh my god, Holga, I can kiss you," and she's like, "Yeah, try me." Like he's like, "Right." Anyway, like, she's ready to like rip your throat out, man. Like don't push your luck.
All right, and moving on.
You're right. Like anyway, I do kind of feel Olga's character though. Like when they meet up with Hugh Grant's character again, he's like, "I know you don't like hugs, but I need one right now," and she just stands there, just like stiff armed, like, "Okay, let go of me, please."
Balling her fists, ready to punch him in the kidneys.
It's just like, okay, let go of me, come on. But it's like, I mean, she does have that soft side, obviously, for Chris Pine's daughter, like kind of being kind of like a surrogate mother, like stepmother figure to her. So
yeah,
she might have a heart of stone, but there's a little bit of gold in there. So what's oh yes, thank you. As she points out, yes, a very shit eating grin. Like I said, Hugh Grant kind of runs with this movie being the charismatic kind of bad guy of this. Okay, let's see. Now we need plot. And I know there's a picture of a dragon somewhere, and somewhere in these, Frank named one dragon, I'm pretty sure. Because, in your Dungeons and Dragons movie, you kind of need dragons.
at least one.
While I look for this damn picture, what do you think about the plot of this movie? Like the main plot of Chris Pine trying to get his what's left of his family, namely his daughter, back from Hugh Grant's character, who's kind of taken her under his wing in a weird way. And he's still trying to bring, and Chris Pine's trying to bring back his dead wife, because there is only one way that he can revive the dead, by this tablet. And with Hugh Grant and the sorceress, the Red Wizard, there's of course, very roguelike of him. He's trying to run off with all the money, but in doing so, he's gathering the whole town to the arena, where basically the Red Wizard is going to turn them all into zombies and take over the planet. So a lot going on in this movie, but yeah. So what do you think about this plot? Does this work for you? Is there anything you would change or add?
I will admit, where they were going for the helmet when they ran into this big dude, yes. I would have liked to have seen a bit more of the Underdark, but the fact that it got mentioned, I was very happy with, and they saw part of it. Yep, because there's so much that actually goes on in the Underdark that not a lot of people who haven't played a lot of D&D don't know, of like the different races of the deep gnomes, the Dwergar, the Drow, that all live in the deep dark. But no, how the Thayan assassins and the undead assassins and things like that. Yeah, no, they were a really nice touch. I'm glad that such an obscure line of and race within the world actually got some story time in this movie. But when it comes to the plot, to me it played out like a multiple campaign session for D&D, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Same characters going through it. Like the first part of the movie, when Chris Pine's character is explaining how they ended up where they were. That's like the first part of the campaign, getting to the end. And the DM throws, but then the DM throws a double cross in there at the end, and it's like, oh crap, what's going to happen next? Come back for campaign 2. Campaign 2 being them going and trying to find that helmet, going and finding out all this information, getting that, and then campaign 3 is after they've gotten and they got away. It's like, cool, now we continue on to this, to the end of the adventure. It's like that D&D 3 separate stories into one campaign, and I think that fits very true to how the game is played, especially if you've watched any other D&D players. Like, if I may bring up one Critical Role with how they do, that they do the same characters for multiple campaigns, but it's just a continuation of that story. And I think it worked out very well with how they did the plot for everything with this.
Yeah, this does. I agree. It feels like a if this was, this is a whole campaign. It's like you do, like we do with movies. You have like first, second, third act for the most part. That's how movies are structured. But it does feel like there is the explaining the backstory, because of course that's obviously important. And I love they even kind of get meta with that right out of the gate too. And he's like, "But this is important. Like, if I don't tell you like how I got here and what my motivation is," I'm like, "Right, this is like us explaining to the DM, like, well, no, I gotta tell you why I am the way I am and why I do the things, the way I do them."
That's why we're gonna have session 0, so I can learn all this about y'all's characters.
I know. I'm pretty sure sets and zeros are. We're gonna go around like a freaking AA meeting and be like, "So this is why I'm here and why my life sucks, and why I do what I do." Next.
And I have to be the counselor and listen to the rabble of random people who's sitting around handing out coffee in those cheap styrofoam cups. Like, it's okay, all are welcome here.
Well, the funny thing is, I'm actually not. Plot twists, because of. No, I'm gonna say it out loud, but I'm gonna say it because of my race. I am actually not welcome. Actually, twofold. There's twofold reasons why I'm not. Because, yeah, people hate me. Then also my entire family is basically dead. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. What was plot? Yeah. Yeah, and then you got gathered in the party, trying to, again, like Chris Pine says, like, yeah, we gotta have a plan, and probably plans on plans within our plans, because as you know, it never works out the way you want it to, because trust me, again, your dice will hate you, or your DM might hate you, or a combination of both. I don't know. You just kind of have to roll with the punches.
Oh, I'm gonna have a counter behind my DM screen. It's like, okay, who's rolled this many nat ones? Who's rolled this many nat 20s? I'm gonna be like, okay.
Oh, we're doing stats. Okay.
Well, no, not stats, just more keeping tallies of who's having the best luck in the campaign.
Yeah, that's stats, man. Like, we're yeah. How many times did I swap out dice or some shit? That's what's gonna happen.
I won't go that far. Like I
Yeah.
said, just nat ones and nat 20s, the best and the worst possible outcomes.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And then what's after? Oh yeah, gather the party, get the plan together. And again, you kind of have to roll with the punches of things that happen, because things might just go sideways. Like you almost. I got a cool picture of the. Oh, there it is. The portal. The
portable
portal, as he was called. Yeah, I was like, if anyone's played the game Portal, I mean, yeah, there's that. Yeah, where it's like, yeah, it might work, but it might fall off the cart. It might fall over face forward, and now you're stuck looking at the stone floor. Now you got to, literally wiggle
away.
and worm your way through. So chip away at the corner and just go through as a worm. Shit like that. So yeah, like I said, it definitely feels like how a campaign would go, and like, and then obviously getting to the, moral decision of the movie, also in the campaign. Like, obviously they make off with all the treasure in Hugh Grant's sailboat there, and then they turn around and see the city about to be taken by a bunch of necromancers, and they're like, and it's the most like well timed. Like, Chris Pine looks at it, and he goes, ah, shit. And just turns the wheel back around. I'm like, yep, we gotta go back, we gotta do the right thing here. Yeah, I like the plot of this movie. Like I said, I like it for the fact that it's D&D, and like you catch the things. Like I said, like the gelatinous cube, even, which is one of my favorite things, and the mimic also happened in the arena, which is also never not funny.
And the displacer beast.
Yes, I can't remember what they were called. Yeah, the displacers.
Yeah, making illusions of themselves.
You saw the intellect devours. I remember the little brains.
Yep. We saw multiple spells that people wouldn't know that it named. Like when they're trying to sneak in to the keeps, they use a minor illusion for the version of Chris Pine that they're seeing to the guards.
There's of course a picture of it. Because
Yeah,
when it starts to go wrong, the magic starts to wear off.
It starts to get weird.
It turns to a really bad Snapchat filter.
Yeah. And then Sophia the Red Mage, Red Wizard, excuse me, when she was disguising herself as Chris Pine's daughter, That's the spell disguise self, and it's just they throw these in, and it's like, ooh, that's really neat how they did that. And I like how they brought up that the character Simon, played by Justice Smith, he was a wild magic sorcerer, which those who have not played any D&D do not know. A wild
Wild
magic
magic.
sorcerer, there is a chance that your spell will do not what you want it to do.
Yeah, because he was like, "That's wild magic for one thing," and it's not like he's like, it's not like it always works. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
As an
He's
example
right.
with that, if those who have not seen this movie but maybe have played the game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3, you play a wild magic sorcerer in that game, and you could try to cast a simple fire bolt cantrip spell. Well, guess what? Wild magic happens. Now you're polymorphed into a sheep. Good luck.
Again, this is all rolling with the punches because some of the shit hates you. I
Yup.
promise. I do like that they several times, because again, this is set in the actual universe of D&D. They do mention Baldur's Gate a couple times, where some of the people were coming from for the arena games, which is a nice
Yep.
touch. And obviously, this takes place in Neverwinter, which I mean
Is
is a pretty
another city.
common, yeah, that people know.
And they mentioned
Wow,
Waterdeep,
yeah,
which is in the map of Faerun, is number of miles north of Baldur's Gate. And again, if you have played Baldur's Gate 3,
I
everyone's
have.
favorite everyone's favorite wizard, Gale of Waterdeep. Guess where he's from?
I can only fucking imagine. I'm a little upset that the one that we played, I actually made, Sir Eddie the Bard, and then I think we stopped playing that one. I was like, oh,
I'd be
but I
ready.
wanted.
I'd be willing to go it again if you want to try it. I would just ask that we don't go full thieves and murder hobos and the first nice people we meet right after the
I was just
tutorial.
picking away at my loot. I wasn't doing anything else. I was playing songs for all of you.
Mhm. uh,
I
but
was
yeah,
like
no.
medieval Eddie Munson. I was trying my best.
Oh yeah, but no. Again, with that scene with the minor illusion, that is like the essence of what a bard does. They will distract. They will belittle their
Yeah.
foes or enhance their allies, and his songs definitely did that throughout the movie. Like when,
Bardic
uh,
inspiration. Hell yeah.
yeah, like when Michelle Rodriguez's character, when she goes and sees her husband, who basically wrote her a Dear John letter while she was in prison, separating their marriage.
To my
Um,
brother.
he he starts singing a song when she gets back on the horse and she's all upset. And guess what?
Yeah.
It cheers her right up. Bardic inspiration. Make the party happy.
Yeah, it always helps. Always helps. What is this? That's a picture of oh yeah, the two of them. That's if that isn't also just a nice snapshot of how those characters are. To be
She's
fair.
got she's got this look like, what the heck is he babbling this time while he's trying to come up with some kind of plan. And her, the barbarian's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go along with it and see what happens.
Trying your best.
Yeah.
Just don't ever interrupt her when it's time for potatoes. You'll have a bad time.
No. Some broken kneecaps and busted jaw.
That's a good way to introduce your character. I love that. Just bust that dude up. She's just trying to enjoy her potato, man. It's the highlight of her day. And then, you know, some light sexual assault, and then just she busts the dude's kneecaps up and just takes him the fuck out. It's like, no, okay,
And he goes
interesting.
right back and he goes right back to eating the potato.
Yeah,
And
hell
Chris Pine is just there like, I'm gonna make these into mittens.
yeah. It's he already knows. He's like, the guy's like, well, I don't think you want to do that, but find out for yourself, man. This guy dies. He's like, yeah, well, I'll make these into mittens. I think, like, he's not even phased. Yeah. Like I said, good movie. Got a good, well-rounded campaign, I guess, and plot points that don't feel. It doesn't feel too crowded, right? Like it all makes sense. Your main thing is getting the daughter back, and trying to stop Hugh Grant's character, who also again has things up his own sleeve with the Red Wizard. Her trying to basically enslave everybody into zombies.
Yeah.
And then, of course, boss fight. I am actually
Yup.
really surprised that he did not get a picture of the best character. Well, we know who the character is. It's the tiefling, but the owlbear.
Oh yeah, when she starts this. Oh yeah, no, I was just waiting so Doric could do this, and then in comes Owlbear.
Owlbear is the best. I might be able to find a picture of Owlbear. While we actually talk about the next point, which is sequel possibilities.
Hmm.
So obviously, I think it's D&D. You obviously can have continuations of campaigns. You can have sequels, so to speak, or you can do, within the same universe. I thought it'd be funny if you just brought back all of the same, actors again, but then gave them all different parts, but just new campaign, new thing, and they're all different. Make it an anthology kind of thing. That'd be kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Or
so,
or
but
they could just.
what do you think about sequel possibilities?
Well, I think that. Well, like you said, they could do that. It'd be a nice, funny touch. But I think that they honestly could do a direct sequel with how they ended the film. When they mentioned that Zaza Tam, another red wizard who did the blood ritual that the character Safina was trying to do at the end, he's gonna be mad, which means that they could end up going against a whole bunch of Saiyan red wizards and undead and things like that for a whole new edition of the campaign. They definitely could like just continue this story as it was. Maybe like a couple years later, people have gotten more magic, more powerful. Chris Pine's daughter's grown up, and she's maybe actually, she takes on the role as the party's rogue and goes all sneaky and stealthy with it all. Especially because she's got that amulet of invisibility she uses a handful of times throughout the movie. They definitely could do a direct sequel to this.
True. I think incorporating the daughter in would actually be pretty sweet, since obviously, we know that oh, get out of here! I'm trying to find this owlbear. Oh, for fuck's sake! And now McAfee wants to say stuff to me, and I'm like, "You're full of crap. Get out of here."
If you need your IT buddy to come over and take a look at your computer or something.
No, I'm just trying to get. There we go. Yeah, because obviously Hugh Grant's still out there, but obviously he's not with the party anymore.
Well, we know where he is. He ends up in the same jail at the end of the movie.
Yeah, true. But I mean, he could also. Okay. I am now. Okay, now I am like locked the absolute fuck up here, and I can't get out. Cool. Okay, if I end up crapping out here, you may have to. Oh wait, here we go. Haha, having two screens. I did nothing. Damn it. Well, let's see. Can I? Ooh, can I make a new window? Haha.
Have you figured it out?
I think so. I just need to get back to StreamYard, which is really weird because I'm already here.
Because to me, it sounds like you're rolling about a 3 on your dice, where you just barely make it work.
There we go. Hold on. Whoa. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. So can everybody else. At least I hope they can. I know I can. Oh, there he went. And we lost him, folks.
No, hold on. There we go. Why am I in here twice? That's really weird. Okay, well, Frank, you need a new thing for getting these pictures for the show, because it has just bent my computer over backwards.
But while he's looking this up, on the subject of the owlbear, that is a druid doing the animal shape and things like that, which is really cool the fact that she has all those wild shapes that she can change into and use for many different means of escape and sneaking and things like that. But my God, there were so many in there that I will say I would have to recheck the manuals, but I do not believe druids can actually change into. Like, I don't think a druid could change into a worm.
Eh, maybe. I will be right back. Hopefully this stays here. So
Well, give
keep
me a
talking
plot point.
sequel crap.
The sequel, got it.
Okay, I will be right back
Oh,
because it's not working.
y- yep. We'll see you in just a second. All right, well, like I was saying, though, well, I can still see you. Oh, your camera's still on. We can still see you. Not sure if he can hear me, though, guys, but on the sequel side of things, like he said, they could do a nice little funny revamp where all the characters, maybe another one or two come in different classes and whole new story in the land of Faerun somewhere else. Because if you haven't seen a map of Faerun, it is a massive, massive continent. Not English right now. And there's so many cities and stories and things that have been told throughout that people have come up with themselves that are made by Wizards of the Coast that are pre-made modules for the game that they could very easily make into new adventures for the movies and things like that. It would be really cool to see a sequel with this one. Like I said, that they definitely could do a immediate secondary sequel continuing this story maybe right afterwards or a couple years down the line. And I personally think that it would make a very good film if they did that again. But that's just the nerd that I am speaking there because I have been playing D&D not since I was a child, but since I was in the military, and me and some of the guys in the barracks, they introduced me into the game, and I decided, hey, can I play? They're like, yep, let's get you a character made, and in we went. And with those guys, I did 3 or 4 whole campaigns with whole characters. With how expansive this whole world and universe is that is D&D, I have no doubt that there is going to be more either shows or movies based around D&D, potentially around these characters again.
I agree with everything you just said.
Did you hear everything I just said?
Nope.
Okay.
Caught the tail end of your story there. Yeah, having trouble. Get the hell out of here. I like how Frank says, "Oh, I got him from the usual place." I'm like, "Yeah, I went to the usual place," and then this thing just locked up my entire fucking screen, trying to claim like, "Oh, you have viruses," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're about to give me one, aren't you? Claiming that you're gonna fucking help me," and I couldn't back out, I couldn't X out, I couldn't hit escape, I couldn't fucking do nothing. I'm like, "Okay, we're doing this now, aren't we?" And had to get out of there. So that's cool. We'll
Well,
see what happens.
glad you're
Well, we won't see what happens on Thursday because Thursday is Thanksgiving. So next week.
next week. And that'll be after your session 0, so you might become even more of a nerd by then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not claiming I know everything about D&D, but I have a decent grasp on it. And I've been part of campaigns before. This will be the third one I've been a part of, and I hope and I imagine that this may actually be one that we do have at least a start and finish. I know there's probably more things that we do have planned with it, DLCs, so to speak, as the gamers say.
Oh,
But
I've already
I've
started
only ever
writing.
completed one, so
Oh, I've already
you're smart.
started writing out the second part after this one. I've already started thinking it up and writing it out. What do you think I do all day when I'm just driving around mindlessly on a forklift? I am thinking up more details for my D&D stories.
That's fair. Um, yeah, keep a notebook or keep something on you all the time. Because trust me, inspiration will hit you at like the weirdest times.
You could be like
I
could just be doing
know,
like
I know
like I do. Just be doing like I do, just sitting there, just driving along. You think you're just humming a random song, and then all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, inspiration, and new idea comes.
Weirdly, a lot of my stuff actually does come from like a song where I'm like, oh, imagining this song, and I'm like, oh, this would be kind of funny with this scene here. I'm like, or this fits here. This is a, and then like, oh, look, here's a whole scene. Like, I, I somehow got a whole scene in my head now because of a song. With the idea I had in my head of the From Dusk Till Dawn meets not Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, but it's werewolves instead of vampires. And I was like, oh, well, there's a scene, and since I'm original, everything that I've all these other stories I've like made and thought of, they're all in the same universe, so to speak. Maybe they're all some of the same characters. And I'm like, well, here's an origin story of how these two met, because in this story they're already together and they're doing their thing. So, and then in the post-apocalyptic one, obviously one of them's dead. So,
Man,
it's all connected.
always connected. Well, I won't lie, for our campaign, like I said, if I got that special item that if y'all get there quick enough, you will get into some combat in session one. But if you get to the right spot, the only thing I haven't figured out yet is I got some riddles or puzzles that I want to throw in. Not extremely difficult, but it's like I got to come up with some of those. It's not going to be as convoluted as the bridge puzzle in the movie, where it's like every fifth stone,
See,
lateral step to the side, and no more than this many spaces between each other to get across. Otherwise, the entire bridge is going to collapse into lava.
you want to know
Not that
something really funny
convoluted,
about that?
huh?
We were watching. I mean, me and Rachel have already seen this movie before, but we were watching it again just before we came on, just to watch it again. And as that scene is going on, she looks at me and she says, "No, I swear, if Zach does some dumb fucking shit like that, I'm going to punch him." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like,
No,
like make me do
not that
math.
convoluted.
I was like, D&D is math. I'm like, yes, I know it's math, but not like that. I'm like, I'm like puzzles and shit. I'm like, I don't think I'll do something that fucking stupid.
No, the puzzles
Because
I'm
then
thinking of,
I will.
the puzzles I'm thinking of, think like just basic riddles and stuff, sure, but think like some Assassin's Creed, like lever hidden stuff, puzzles and stuff like that, moving things into certain places and things like that. Not like, oh, math. It's like, oh, look, there's a track on the floor and this looks movable. Let's see what happens if we get it here and stuff like that. Not overly complicated.
Yeah, better not be.
Like I said, there's just one spot that I'm just trying to think of a good riddle to go into it to make something happen. I just haven't thought up or found a good riddle that I would want to use that hopefully no one else in the group has heard to where they just immediately know the answer. I want y'all to try to like think a little bit to figure it out.
Even if I do know the answer, I'm like, you really think I'm just gonna tell everybody? It'll just be funny for me to watch them struggle.
Well, no, but like some people might, but not everyone
Yeah.
would.
Um, oh, we were on a sequel.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
gave my full opinion on that. Well, you
yeah,
were away.
yeah. I was getting a coffee while I was out. I think, yeah, there's obviously
You
with
come
how
back with
well
the milk.
neither that nor the cigarettes. But yeah, I agree that there's always more story you can tell, or something you can go off of. Is obviously like you said at the end, they mentioned that, oh yeah, the necromancer might be kind of pissed at us, but that's a campaign for a different day. So there is possibilities, and this movie didn't come out too long ago. It was 2023, so
2 years, so they've had time to think.
yeah. And like I said, these guys definitely put their time and effort into it, and I think they could still make something really awesome if they decide to come back. The Goldstein and Daley. And not like it's not like everyone in the movie is like that old either. You know what I mean? Like maybe Hugh Grant is like probably the oldest cast member, but it's like he's still out there and he has kind of had like this cool kind of resurgence, like Renaissance thing where he's just kind of come back and been a lot more mainstream things, which I think is awesome. We'd love
Yeah.
to see that. We've seen that with like people like Liam Neeson, like stuff you do in your later years, and you just kind of like back there's my Naked Gun poster because I love that thing. So, and people like Brendan Fraser, he's kind of having a comeback. And again, we love to see it. And for the love of God, please come back for another Mummy movie. We all want this to happen.
He's talked about it. There's been stuff of him in the Mummy attire for Mummy 4. It has been brought up.
I know. I've seen the picture of him in Rick O'Connell's outfit, and I don't know if it's real. But then there was that same picture. It's him as Rick O'Connell, and then there's Rachel Weisz right next to him in the black dress she wore. I'm like, please tell me it's real. I want this to be real, please.
We
Tom
miss
Cruise,
you, Brendan Fraser.
That movie didn't happen. I know. Like, Brendan Fraser, please come back. We want to see you, and we all, trust me, we all love you. And please do more things of that nature. And get the hair. We're all like, come on, get the iconic hair back. You
gotta grow it out. Gotta get that swoop.
And get that middle part. And get the bangs. Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm all down for a sequel. I think it could be fun.
Absolutely, it would be. Imagine if they made it like that one from '93, where it's a choose your own adventure, just more modern. Yeah.
God. Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. You just have to film all the stuff and know where it's all going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, with animation, that's a little easier, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, the last thing here is some trivia. Let's get I see Chris Pine's name first. Let's get Chris Pine. There's a picture of Chris Pine somewhere.
You've had multiple.
I know, but there's that one. We haven't used that yet. Chris Pine agreed to appear because the role of Edgin is very atypical for a fantasy film leading man, and because he sat in on his nephew playing a D&D campaign and saw how much fun he was having with his friends. So that's why Chris Pine agreed to be in the movie, which that's cool. I kind of wonder sometimes, like, are these people like, maybe they're into D&D, or they at least know about it, or they have some experience of it. So
I just thought of a great person to be in a D&D movie.
What's that?
The king of the nerds, Henry Cavill.
I would love that. I know he got screwed over, but it's like, man, I thought he made a good Geralt, honestly. And then excuse him for actually being like the huge nerd that he is. And he's like, well, we should make this like this. This is how the game is. This is how The Witcher actually works. This is how this. And they're like, yeah, well, how about you get out of here? And he's like, oh, okay. And then you tanked your own show. So I know he would he's really into Warhammer. If they made like a Warhammer movie, like he'd have to be in it. Speaking of, minifigures and stuff like that. He'd be perfect for a D&D movie. I'm trying to think of what it would be.
Monk. Open hand monk.
Oh, god damn it.
Just barehanded, like the half looking gi, just being at peace, but then just going full like palm strikes into people, knocking them back like 20 feet.
Yeah, that could work.
Anyways, trivia.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to, I don't know which one I want to use for this. I know. There we go. Get the paladin back in here for this one. I think we actually mentioned this already. All of the spells used in the film, while largely unnamed, are all spells that are actually used in the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop game. Like you said, you've mentioned them, so yeah, they did their homework on this one.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure this is a thing to do with I don't know if that's nature, if that's like animals, because like
I would say animal handling.
I'm assuming that's animal handling because he like just calms it down and it spits out a
tabaxi baby.
A baby Khajiit. I know it's not Skyrim, but
yeah, they're called tabaxi. But I would say animal handling or speak with animals. Probably a mix of both.
That's like where you can commune with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we need to go back up and get Michelle Rodriguez. Okay. In an interview with SFX magazine, Michelle Rodriguez revealed that in order to make her character Holga a more authentic barbarian, she grew out her armpit hair and she also gained 15 pounds of muscle. No shit. She was pretty jacked in this movie. As she should be when she's throwing guys around in like full armor. So
Full plate mail taking on two guys at once, punching through a wooden frame to grab a bow to send them flying backwards with the bow and bowstring. No arrows, just their heads in the bow.
yeah. Yeah. She man. And I want to know how much, I don't know if it's in here, but I want to know how much of the like stunts she did and like some of the fights and stuff. I mean, I believe that she probably did actually do a lot of this.
Did the majority of it herself. Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. I just hate when I watch movies and I know things. Like there's that scene where like she's fighting them at the end and she like puts on a helmet for a second and then fights them. I was like, but that's hiding her face. Did someone do some stunts for her in this one? You know, and I'm like, because you can get away with putting a helmet on her and making someone else like do some of her stunts for her. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Still a cool fight.
Oh yeah.
What we got? Let's do. We have a balloon.
Hey, look, it's Hugh Grant.
Right. John Francis Daley cited The Princess Bride from 1987, Monty Python and the Holy Grail from 75, Lord of the Rings, and Indiana Jones as influences on the film. I mean, yeah, pull from the best if you're going to.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Princess Bride's definitely for like some of the humor and shit. Well, Monty Python. That to be fair.
Monty Python for a lot more of the humor. I would say a lot more like the sword choreography, like would definitely come from Princess Bride and something
Princess
like the
Bride, Lord of the Rings.
and like when he's chasing them in the Princess Bride, chasing Mandy Patinkin and Andre the Giant, and he does like three challenges, stuff like that. And that fits the D&D. You got to get through three challenges to get to the end of the quest and stuff like that. That fits.
What is your favorite color?
Yellow, no blue.
That'll never not be fucking funny. Now next we got Hugh Grant again. All right.
Oh, look at that shitty grin.
I know. Hugh Grant confessed in an interview with the British edition of Total Film magazine that he lost his temper on set the very first day of shooting. Due to a misunderstanding, he was yelling at a woman that he mistook for a film executive, only to find out that she was a local chaperone. Grant later apologized for his behavior.
He got too into character.
Yeah, sometimes you do just kind of, you just get into it, don't you? That sucks. Man, you're just directing that at the wrong person. I've been there, man. I've been there before.
Contactors for life.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing right there.
It's a whole different animal to be a part of.
Yeah. Let's get this one. At least you named this one, right? It's called Happy Ending.
Oh yeah.
Despite receiving positive reviews, the film was a box office disappointment, largely due to it being released 1 week after John Wick Chapter 4 and 1 week before the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yikes. Yeah.
I feel if they had better timing with the release, it would have probably done better, but it was still a great movie. I would still recommend going and watching this one.
Oh, for sure. And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I mean, we were eating good in 2023. I think I saw all three of those movies in theaters. So to be fair, I contributed to all of them because all of those did definitely interest me. So sometimes you just gotta you're fighting a battle that you can't do anything about with other movies that come out that are big. Like obviously John Wick Chapter 4. Everyone wants to see that. Everyone was super excited about the Super Mario Brothers movie, which we are getting a sequel to, which I'm also very happy about. We're gonna get a sequel to Peaches.
Rosalina.
Oh, because now we've seen Rosalina in this one, so I'm like, maybe we'll get. We're not letting that damn Luma League go, so I'm like, I know we're gonna have that again.
Rosalina.
Yeah, we need another piano during the graveyard scene. Oh, I know where that's at. That's a good shot. During the graveyard scene, Simon uses a cleric's token in order to cast the spell Speak with the Dead, which allows the heroes to question the fallen warriors. The token is a coin with a symbol of a skeletal arm grasping a set of scales. This is the holy symbol of Kellenbor, the god of the dead, a benevolent hero who took control away from I hate trying to pronounce shit, Jesus. Mirkul, who as look,
Merkel.
Merkel. I swing sharp objects, okay? I don't. God damn it. A much more evil deity. This is detailed in the book Waterdeep, which we were talking about. The third book in the Avatar trilogy about a period of time known as the Time of Troubles. Interesting.
Yep. There's the dead. Yeah. There's the dead three. There's the first deity you mentioned, who was like the first for everything related to the dead. But then there was the dead three. There was Merkel, Ball, and Bane. Merkel is this. And picture a giant no-legged skeleton with like a pyramid crown on his head. Best way to describe him. Ball is god of murder, meaning his followers are all about killing whoever that they can and sacrificing parts of them up to Ball. And Bane is about killing them spiritually, taking them for everything they have, so they're a broken husk of what they once were.
I mean, aren't we all?
In today's society, yes.
Yeah. Oh, he's married to Sophia Vergara. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
They quit reading the trivia ahead of yourself.
I was trying to remember if I knew who this person was. That's what I was trying to do. Let's do the staff because I'm sure that wasn't in there somewhere. But there we go. Oh damn it, that isn't the next one. I'll just read that then. The portals created by the Hither Tither staff are very similar to those in the video game Portal. Duh. So that's a pretty obvious call to the video game Portal. Now it'd been funny if one opened up blue and the other one opened up orange. It's like, nah, there it is.
Yeah, a little too close with that one.
Yeah, I know, but can't have portals and not make me think of the video game. At least there's no GLaDOS.
Just remember the cake is a lie.
Uh-huh. And I'll just ask you to listen to the next one. Would you kindly listen to the next thing I'm going to say? I got you. I got jokes too. There's some cool effects here. Joe Mangione. No, not Mangione. Mangiello? Joe Mangiello? I don't know. He himself is an avid D&D fan, and he revealed on the Happy Sad Confused podcast that he actually co-wrote a D&D script, but it's unknown if any of it was incorporated in to this movie script. Joe did in fact play a D&D in a guest played D&D in a guest appearance on the Big Bang Theory show. So at least he got to do it at some point. I was looking him up trying to see who it was. Obviously Critical Role. That's Pee-wee, Deal or No Deal, One Tree Hill, Magic Mike, True Blood, Spider-Man, How I Met Your Mother. And this guy's been around. Obviously, with Critical Role, duh. It's obviously a D&D fan.
Oh, yeah. Anyone who loves D&D will watch Matt Mercer's campaigns on Critical Role.
There were a couple times there where I'd fall asleep on the couch and, YouTube just likes to do its thing. And then I wake up and it's just like in the middle of a campaign. I'm like, well, Oh, it's 3 a.m. I need to shut this off and actually go to sleep. I'll wake up and I'll always end up on a campaign at some point. Ah, thank you. Frank has helped me out here. He played Deathstroke in the DCEU, which also wah. So, probably one of the coolest parts, and I'm pissed they didn't do anything with that. Let's see. What? Oh, that's that sounds like fun. Let's do this because it's just funny. The movie was filmed from April 12th, 2021 to August 19th of 2021. The release date was moved back to November 2021 to accommodate for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 and and later to May 2022 and March 2023 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you want the cliff notes on this, that's COVID and Tom Cruise's fault. So I will never not take a moment's dig at Tom Cruise, drop the Scientology, and I might start to like you again. I still don't, but there's a chance. Okay, and the last one, I really want to use this damn shot because it's just so damn cool. And that's a cool moment when she gets the axe.
Axe has been upgraded to Fire Axe +1.
Pretty much. Although she looks at it, she's like, I don't mind that. Yeah, there you go. That's an upgrade. I think this is something we kind of mentioned with the structure of the movie. Combat in the Dungeons and Dragons game is broken up into rounds, of course, as we know. Each of which represents 6 seconds of real time. When Dralis reveals himself as a Thayan and kills the guards who were in with Sophia, it takes him exactly 6 seconds to kill them. I did not actually notice that. That's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Again, they knew what they were doing with this, and they got all the right things in there. I think it's the last. That is the last thing. Look at that.
So I won't lie. Or like whenever there was fighting and stuff going on, I'm just sitting there in my head. That's an action. That's an action. That's a bonus action.
Yeah.
That's doing
Well,
that
the whole
in my
time too,
head.
we're like, what? Well, when the bridge falls down, I was like, man, it's almost like it'd be a shame if you didn't have someone who could turn into a fucking bird and just fly over there. I mean, God, could you imagine? And I'm like, well, he did say it's like a day's trek, and I'm like, she already has used up some of her magic. I'm like, you guys need like a short rest or something. So I'm like, she's probably using her spell slots and her other shit. So she can't just do it willy nilly. It's not how it works.
Well, that's what the beach was after they got the helmet. That was their long rest.
That was the long rest for sure. I mean, but that was we're still in the bridge just collapsed. I'm like, yeah, but you guys already did some stuff like before that, so it's not exactly just gonna work. Okay, well, that's all the trivia and whatnots I got. So final thoughts. D&D Honor Amongst Thieves, because that's probably the last time I'm gonna say the title. Go. What you got?
Again, fantastic movie. They put so much from the game as they could into this movie. The story was amazing. They had the nice plot points. Everything flowed well with how a D&D campaign would go through. Characters played amazingly by all of the actors. Combat scenes, fantastically choreographed. Especially one of my favorites was when they're about to get their heads cut off, and then she uses what would be called improvised weapon, grabs a brick out the road and starts beating all these guards with it. It's like, okay, that was probably my favorite. Like
Cool,
fights,
yeah.
He gets a brick to the foot and then the bottom of the jaw. Oh, but yeah, no, amazingly choreographed scene. That's probably one of my favorite fight scenes that they did. There was a lot of good ones in there, especially towards the end when Simon is battling the Red Wizard Mage Hand v Mage Hand, and I'm like, it's a magical thumb war.
That's a big arm wrestle contest, yeah.
Yeah, but no, like again, amazing movie. Would highly recommend watching it if you have not seen it. Heck, even if you have seen it, it's a long weekend. Just take a few hours out of your day, watch it again, have a good time, and maybe start your own D&D campaigns with some friends and join the ranks of all the dice goblins out there.
God. Yeah. There's nothing about this this movie I do enjoy. Nothing about it that I would like change. I can watch this and still not be bored with how many times I've seen it previously. Like you said, I would never get tired of watching Michelle Rodriguez just kick everyone's ass in this movie because again, she's the barbarian. That's what she does. So, one of my favorite scenes was absolutely this shit right here when he just wrecks shop on all those assassins. I'm like, damn, again, very well choreographed. I'm just like, ooh, we're getting glowy swords, we're getting stuff happening. I don't even care what it is, but it's cool to watch.
That's what happens when you have a friend who's got a level 10 paladin come in on a level 2 adventure and just kick everything's ass.
And I do love that he's like, I'm like, I think that is like what you were saying. Like, you had to make this like character to come in and help and do stuff, and then he just pisses off into the, you're like, oh look, there he goes. He's just gonna wander off. There's a rock. Is he gonna walk around it? Oh nope, he's gonna walk over it. Like, yeah, that's the NPC just walking in a straight line away from them. Like, yeah, he's done his thing, and that's it. So, yeah, that was a cool scene. Yeah, there's this it does move from scene to scene, combat to combat, or just them trying to make plans. It's still a fun movie, and I would recommend it too. I think it's on Paramount Plus right now at the time of this recording, but
Paramount Plus,
yeah.
or you could pay to rent or flat out buy it on Prime Video.
Yeah, it's behind some, excuse me, it's behind some paywalls right now on Amazon, but I mean, at this point, you can probably go out and find the movie probably for not a whole lot. I mean, I bought it when it came out because again, I loved it when I watched it, and I was like, that's absolutely a movie I have to have. So, recommends all around. What's the next? Oh, so what as if we haven't mentioned it about 20 times, what have you got going on the internets, or maybe not internets, since we've been talking about it?
Well, right now it sounds like we might be streaming our D&D session. So if anyone wants to come and watch that, there'll probably be multiple platforms for streaming of that. Probably either our buddy Hatbox Ghost YouTube channel, he's making one for that. Maybe on my Twitch, Sharkbait_304 as it's seen here, or maybe here on Jeremy's Grim Tuesday 23 Twitch. We don't know yet. We'll put it out and we'll figure out where and when it might be streamed or recorded and put up for later viewing pleasure. Please don't hate on me too harshly. It'll be my first time DMing.
It's his first time. Be gentle.
My first time playing God in a fantasy world.
Yeah, I was like, this. Yeah, you have to be the all benevolent ruler. So, and I mean, my wife even streams, so it could be on hers too. I don't know. We're all a
That's
bunch
true.
of nerds. So, I don't know. We might do that. It was just an idea. Also, that was me throwing that to Frank, because I know you're listening. So, that could be something we could do since we're doing it on like Sundays, so in the afternoon. We went from derailed to D&D. So, well, I didn't. You did. I was not a part of that. But yeah,
ADHD brain.
Yeah. As for me, yeah, I'm here Tuesday and Thursdays. Obviously, of course, not this Thursday because that's Thanksgiving. So we'll take that night off. Go enjoy time with your family or whatever you plan on doing. Eat some food. I think Frank said he might have like a little hangout. So I mean, if you don't have anywhere else to be or you're just kind of bored, you can still pop in. I might be there. I don't know. I might just take the night off because why not? So yeah, nothing Thursday, but Tuesday we'll be back doing something. I think at that point, Stranger Things will have come out. So we're trying to find a workaround to do Stranger Things. We might do that first. And then the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie comes out the first weekend. That upcoming weekend of December. And then mid-December is when Fallout Season 2 comes out. So we're going to be busy trying to figure that out. And I'm pretty sure we haven't done any of that. So yeah, we'll get there. And like I said, we're playing D&D. Might stream it, might not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how our AA meeting goes. This first one, we're all like, here's my character, and here's the backstory, the important stuff.
And here's me helping y'all finish your character details.
Yeah, I mean, Hero Forge is having a sale right now, guys. Black Friday. They're like 20% off on a physical figure. So if you're feeling that way, I mean, they're running a sale. So I might jump on that.
I would also
what?
I would also recommend if you get into it, you want a nice set of metal dice. Forged Dice Company, very nice, very intricate designed metal dice. They are beautiful, and they have all kinds. They have solid metal. They have hollow. They have ones that have little bells inside, so you can satisfy the ASMR feeling you want when you want roll your dice. Want to hear a little bell.
Do not say that kind of shit around my wife, because then she'll get a pair of dice that ring, and then she'll just be sitting there rolling it all day. Thank you for doing that. If you heard that, no, you didn't, because I know you're listening. I did actually just get a metal set of metal dice, and they're really cool. So it's definitely worth it. I did manage to find, as I was saying about things, inspiration hits you. I found this little webcam that when we were moving and cleaning house and all that crap, I just found this like tucked away in a closet, still in the box. I think it's brand new. Pretty sure it works. But I was like, well, so I'm gonna start filming some stuff, filming some analog horror, maybe some short stories. I don't know, something. Now that I've dug it out of the depths of a box somewhere in a garage.
As long as you don't have my girlfriend at the time biting a hole in my arm again.
That is, I think, still. I think I actually just handled that camera. No, I did not. I lied. But I think that footage is actually still out there somewhere on a camera. So.
Oh, great! We can see Taylor ripping a hole in my arm.
Yeah, we tried to make a zombie film once. We got some cool shots. Alas, it was not to be, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 20 and I didn't know what I was doing. So now I can be 33 and still not knowing what I'm doing.
I mean, you got a shot of me getting my arm ripped open, then you got a shot of me walking out of the house, bloody and puking up apple cinnamon oatmeal.
Yeah, no, there was a shot of like your feet shuffling, and there was just blood dripping, and then there was a really just Texas Chainsaw level amount of just like sunset, just harsh sunlight coming down, and then like you drop the gun and cut the black, and it was cinematic beauty. And then if anyone wants to know a recipe for some good puke on screen, it's a little bit of water and some apple cinnamon oatmeal.
That was definitely
with the apple
stale.
chunks in it.
It was definitely stale.
It was definitely stale. I tried it. It was actually, for all intents and purposes, pretty good. If I was going to puke up several times on screen on camera, apple cinnamon oatmeal was actually a pretty good go-to. So there's your tip for the day, nerds.
Anyways,
anywho, I'll stop fucking derailing myself. Get the music going. So yeah.
Hey everybody,
we'll be back next week, probably doing Stranger Things. So yeah, more D&D. So we'll see you guys then. Goodbye. Oh, of all the times I do that Eddie Munson outro,
it makes sense now.
It does. It all comes full circle. Goodbye, everybody.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.